I was a grade 9.
New coat?
It's suede. The thinking man's leather.
You guys shop in the same Salvation Army?
It's bonfire night, folks. Have fun, be safe.
Whoa, whoa. Well, season 3, we are going into, it's the 9th grade, which for Mark is the last year of his junior high. He's been kind of bullied his whole school life. He went to this new school and he was completely out of sorts. And then he found these two other kind of misfits, Fox, who was his bully turned kind of girlfriend, and his friend Richie Perez, the only person of color at the school, a Filipino Canadian. And they formed this little group. This year, they find themselves kind of the kings of the mountain, the oldest kids in school, thinking it's going to be, Mark's thinking, it's going to be my year. Surely to God, I'm one of the oldest kids in school. Surely to God, I'm going to be fine. And of course, it immediately falls apart for poor Mark. And he's right back where he started. But he still does have those two great friends they didn't have when he first came. So that's good.
So I have gotten to screen a little bit of season 3.
Great.
And I got to tell you, I'm loving the love story between Mark and Fox. There's a little blossoming love going on here. I want to get into that a little bit. I want to ask you, how much of that story is autobiographical for you? And ultimately, what love story do you want to tell between the two of them?
Well, I think, at that age, everything is kind of, it's hidden, but so obvious to everyone. There's so much unsaid and you're terrified and afraid. And yeah, so when I went to school, there's this girl on my bus, and she was tough because it was kind of a tough school, and our bus picked it. And there's basically based on two different people from two different times, both kind of like really tough, strong young women who were kind of both were expected to be tough and hard because of where they came from. They're kind of poorer kids, but also their families were big and everybody was a bully in their family. But the thing with them is they were kind of really sweet and sensitive, but were afraid to show it, or it was not expected. And it was great weakness to show it. So I would kind of like have these like nice moments, but then quietly, but then on the playground in front of everybody, it would be like, loser, and shove you and kind of think like, what the heck is going on? So yeah, so it's based on real people. And I think a story I'd like to tell is that kind of thing of finding someone that you can be your true self with and be vulnerable with. And in those moments where you don't really have to say anything, you get to know each other so much that it's you can be the real you.
Not everyone is ready for the latest and greatest.
Everything's changing so fast. I just want to hold on to the old stuff for as long as we can.
Shove!
We need to talk.
Back off, missus. I seen him first.
Malcolm McDowell's character, you give him so many good zingers.
Yeah.
He's got some really good lessons. One of the lines, I want to get this correct because it was such a good one. Growing old is mandatory. Growing up is optional.
Yeah.
He says that this season. It hit home so hard.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, I really believe that. It's true, because especially with Malcolm, he's 80 years old. He has that sparkle. If somebody's talking during a take, it's always him. He doesn't care. He is his own person. He's mischievous and he's childlike. And I think a lot of times in life, people, we lose play, right? Like kids, you're told like, don't act like that. You had to be serious, but play is so great. It's creative. And when people play with each other and kind of, and have a little fun back and forth, that's the key to life. I've seen a lot of people get old, and before their time. And I've seen a lot of people who are, 80 years old who are very youthful. And that's that kind of a spark that he has.
If you could travel back in time today to the 80s and give advice to the you of yesterday, what would that be?
Nobody's actually asked me that. I would say, like, be true to yourself. Like, you don't have to pretend to be someone you're not, because your uniqueness is your strength. And there's lots of everybody else's. Just be you. Just be the one you can be, and it's fine. And right now you think you're a nerd and a loser and everything, but man, just wait till you check Facebook to see how some of these cool kids turn out. Years from now, he'll be kind of like, that's the guy I was afraid of, so it'll all be okay. It'll all be okay. But I think that's the thing I tell anybody is, be your authentic you. You only get to go around once. And you don't need to be anybody else. There's lots of everybody else's. We have so many millions of them. Just be you and do the things you want to do and follow those dreams because, why waste your time doing anything else?
Season 3 of Son of a CRITCH premieres on the CW on January 25th. I'm Sari Cohen.
As the years go by, you start to realize that it was the little things that were the big things. Like it or not, you have to learn to embrace the new you.